it's Brendan and I'm back in Neriopta. Just finished off today. Got the electricity in, got the refill valve in, raked everything out, got the last of the pebble in, tucked away the last of the edges, and now it's pretty much complete. It's been about 4 weeks of constant work. Me and my brother have been staying here in Neriopta down the road at the motel. So yeah, that's 4 weeks. Almost every weekend except for 2 weekends. We had a bit of rain which set us back a little bit, but overall a fantastic result. We've got our external pumps in here, hidden by a beautiful log, one of my favourite logs actually, but I thought why not incorporate it into this design. There'll always be more logs, but as you can see I've used a lot of timber. I always find timber just works so well in a naturalised environment, a naturalised water feature. But this project has some really cool things. Obviously the waterfalls are some of my favourite waterfalls, and then these gigantic destination boulders are also really cool. Like I said, we had the electricity installed today, so we've got this box over here. Had my Sparky guy come out, and the client has just labelled. We got the aerator, we got the lights, we got falls number 1, falls number 2, and the jets line. Waterfall 1, waterfall 2, jets. Wow, look at that, so professional. Good work, Stacey. That looks great. And thank you, Matt Bice from Bice Electrical. Me and my brother did the concrete pad. He come and installed that. Get some woolly bushes covering that. But yeah, I'll take you through a little walk. Leo's been hot all day and he ate my lunch. Pesky little bugger, he ate my lunch. It's my fault. Shouldn't leave my lunch available for him to steal. Anyway, so this is a beautiful little beachy zone. This bit of liner is staying here just because the clients are yet to come in and do the surrounding landscape. So there may be a little bit of a native garden bed here or a bit of lawn, but we're yet to find out what that's going to be. So I've left that little bit of liner so they can play with that. They can get in more sand or they can cut it off a bit shorter, depending on what they're going to go with. But you can see Leo's little footprints in the beach there. This beach is planted out. There must be like 10 different species of aquatic plants in here, which is really awesome. That'll be great for the wildlife, great for frogs, great for the bees, etc, etc. I really love these steppers going over the pond. One of my favourite parts is just like you can just walk over the pond. Really love that. And obviously they've got these big beautiful windows that open up to this project, so very cool. And like, yeah, just the nice timber, like that's a beautiful perch. Like we'll get a bird of get some waterfowl landing on that, maybe a cormorant or a heron. The fish situation is currently, we're going to see if the frogs move in first, and then we'll think about a small native fish that will be frog friendly. This is primarily a frog pond, so we want to leave it to the frogs, but if we find a beautiful native small fish, we might introduce that too, so we'll see. But as you can see, we've got perches, beautiful perches. The birds land on this and they can come and check out the area. I got a bunch of lilies in here. Greg Whitstock would be proud. We planted them in the aquascape pots. We've got some aquatic soil with some slow release fertilizer, and we're hoping to get some big beautiful blooms on them in the coming months. But as you see, coming up to the waterfalls, we've got these massive boulders. I like to jump across the pond here. And we've also got lights in the system as well, which really bring together the waterfalls in a lovely way. So nice. At the moment we've got 2 pumps. We've got a waterfall pump and a wetland pump. And so you can turn down the pumps, and you can also turn one of the pumps off if you want that more mellow feel. So sitting here on this big destination boulder here, you've got these real crazy big beautiful falls. Thank you, Lizard Man Love, appreciate that. And so yeah, some of these rocks are really beautiful. They were so hard to strap. Me and my brother, I mean, we must have worked for an hour to get this rock in here. because I saw it and I was like, oh man, that erosion through here, that would be perfect for a waterfall. And yeah, it was hard to set, hard to strap, and then hard to place. So it's a real battle putting these rocks in, but overall very worth it. That's one of my favorite rocks in the whole system, just because we get waterfalls coming off both sides of the rock. We got water coming that way, we got water coming that way, and it's such a beautiful rock. And then we've just got the double step here, double step waterfall. Thank you, CP Henry, much appreciated. And then up here we've got the wetland. Where's all the green? Palms, bamboo. Well, this won't be a palm or bamboo garden. This will be a native garden. So we're not really in the country. We're in the countryside here. We're in rural Australia. So palms don't really grow here. Neither does bamboo. Wow, look at that moon. But the green will come. This project's only just been finished, so the clients haven't even had time to get any plants in. So that'll be in the coming months. This will all be planted up, or maybe in the coming years. But yeah, the plan is to get a bunch of beautiful eucalyptus trees and other large shrubs all up here, and just to create a full bush feel. So standing back, we built this little rock wall here, and then back here we've got this big berm. So we built up about a metre off the fence, metre up, and then probably about roughly a metre off the fence. And the berm is just so you can jump up nice and high, and then you can have some waterfalls, because in a flat backyard you can't really have waterfalls unless you build up. So we built up a little bit. We used some of the excavated material up in the berm, but we've planted out these beautiful little zones for the frogs. Got the timber obviously for perches. This is your wetland filter, and then we've got some beautiful falls coming out. I've got to adjust those lights. But yeah, beautiful little falls coming out of the wetland, coming over this log, just like you would see in nature, and then another little trickling fall over here. I can fix your garden philodendron, of course. And then obviously got to have the little island in here incorporated, like, because we got steppers going across the wetland, so I wanted a little stepper across the stream as well. Incorporated this bit of timber in here, and then a bunch of native aquatic plants all around here too. And you can see I've got some moss over there too, because I love my moss. But yeah, you can see the berm that we built off the fence here. Will this be a low maintenance sort of pond then, self-regulating? Well, yes, and overall, yes. That's the goal with a system like this. You want it to be super low maintenance. They say a pond is like a puppy. At the start, you kind of have to baby it. It can be a bit pesky. And then over time, it starts to mature and it will get less and less. The need for maintenance will be less and less. As the ecosystem develops, the beneficial bacteria starts to colonize all the pebble and the rock in the wetland. There'll be less algae growth, etc. But yeah, we've jam-packed it full of plants for that reason, to try and start pulling out the nutrients of the water and really create that ecosystem that the birds, bees, we've had so many dragonflies in today and heaps of bees. Leo clearly loves it. You can see him, he's chilling up there on the destination boulder. It's exactly what the boulder's for. He's proving the point. You got to have these big flat destination boulders, and you can chill on them. Lovely. What a lucky little man. He was a bit hot today. Like I said, he ate my lunch. He ate my caramel slice. Very unfortunate. Do carnivorous plants thrive in Aussie for the pond, I mean? That's a good question. I haven't actually experimented with aquatic plants. However, I did have a potential client ask me about aquatic plants the other day, and I was very interested, and I said, let's make it happen. So yeah, I'd love to try and work with aquatic plants. The only problem is down here in South Australia we get a bit of frost, so it may I don't know, you might not get the best results out of the aquatic plants over winter, but perhaps there's something like a tropical lily where they bloom, they look really nice for half of the year, and then they go dormant and then die off and then come back in the warmer months, perhaps. But yeah, I love all the edge work here. Heaps of little plants tucked in here that'll eventually green out the area. And obviously got to have some big logs in here as well. I love using big logs in the pond. And in areas like this, seen heaps of little skinks coming in and out of here. It's like a little skink hotel, a little lizard hotel here. But yeah, we got the aerator, we got the jets, trying to keep that circulation going throughout the pond. But yeah, I should probably head home. It's about an hour and a half from home, so me and my brother, we stayed in a motel for a couple of weeks, about 3-4 weeks. But yeah, that's the Murals project, all done. I mean, a project's never done. I'll be back in a couple of weeks and I'll be adding bits and pieces and moving bits and pieces. This must have taken ages. Does the wood not rot with the water? It does rot, but over time, you know, it'll rot. Everything rots. Everything erodes. Rock will erode eventually. Obviously not as quickly. But yeah, no, your question is valid. It will rot, but it lasts a very long time, especially the stuff that is like fully submerged. Stuff that's fully submerged, it will last decades and decades. The stuff that's like semi-submerged, it'll slowly rot, but not for a very, very long time. Yeah, I mean, everything's going to be so nice when it starts to set its roots in. I clean off all the soil of all the plants, so they kind of go into a bit of shock. They look a bit sad for a while, but then once they get their roots in, everything's going to look so good. What's this guy barking at? I don't know what he's barking at. Yeah, that's right. I mean, with the timber, you develop a bit of tannins in the water, but that'll eventually disappear. I had it in my pond for probably about 6 months. There was a bit of tannins, and then at some point the logs, the wood will release all their tannins, and the wetland filter will just kind of break down those tannins and they'll cease to exist. So, but yeah, very much looking forward to coming back and seeing the clients. Clients are doing all the landscaping themselves, so back here we'll have some big beautiful shrubs, big native shrubs. And yeah, anyway, it's getting late. I've got an hour and a half drive to get home, so I might head home. That's my way of hiding the external pumps. We've gone for external pumps on here just because it's a bit of a swim pond, bit of a wreck pond, so you don't want to have pumps submersed in the pond just because you don't want electricals messing with the water. It's never a problem. However, in a wreck pond, that is what is recommended. Anyway, very happy with the project. Clients seem very pleased. Can't wait to come back and see it all. Well, I can't wait to come see it anytime. I want to come back tomorrow and see it, to be honest. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the waterfall pump and just have the wetland pump going, and then just to keep it mellow. We don't really need to have it raging all the time. And yeah, what's the total size of the plot and size of the pond? That's a good question. I could step it out for you. From top of the wetland, so very tip of the wetland, top of the feature, I could step it out for you. So I'm going to give you a rough meterage. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 20 meters from top of the wetland to end of the beach intake bay area. Can we see it with the pumps off before you go? You want to see the pumps off, completely off. I normally just turn one pump off and have the wetland pump going. You don't really want to turn a feature like this off. So there we got waterfall 1, waterfall 2, so we'll turn off one of these waterfalls. But essentially, the waterfall will still be running. It'll just be less flow coming over the waterfalls. It'll be minimized to half. So a bit more gentle. Probably won't be able to tell the difference. Looking at making one myself, nowhere near the scale. Well, you can create magic in a very small space on a limited budget. You just got to have the passion. But yeah, that's it when it's just a little bit more, less flow coming out of it. Still looks really nice. You almost can't tell. I mean, I can tell, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Leo wants to go home. He's keen on some dinner. So, signing out, Nuriopta. We're done, we're dusted. Although I said that before, we're never done. A project like this is never done. A garden is never done. A garden, a landscape, a pond, water feature, it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. This is just one state of it currently. It'll develop, it'll change, things will die, things will grow, things will get added. Wildlife will interact with the system, etc., etc. Is it a pond to swim in, like a natural pond for the clients? I mean fish, just heard you say frogs. Yes, you can definitely swim in this. This is a rec pond. This is like a natural swim pond, essentially. So yeah, ChatGPT has been a godsend. Interesting. I do like ChatGPT. Anyway, time to go. Any last questions before I sign out? Signing out for Nuriopta. What a glorious project. I'm almost sad to be done with it, to be honest. It's been good times having my brother over here. Anyway, you've always got to go. He's hungry for some fish and chips, for serious. And this guy's keen to go as well. He's sick and tired. You're not sick and tired, are you? You ate my lunch, you little bastard. You ate my lunch. He's happy. But he's been hot. Now he's got a big car ride. Anyway, signing out. Have a good night, everyone. Farewell. This is Brendan Carrick, Ecosystem Gardener, signing out from Nuriopta. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamu alaikum. Goodbye, good night, farewell. Thank you. Goodbye.